Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. There's a lot of hype for Varian, and rightfully so, because I promised you, I promised you a 24-hour stream. The moment Varian was released in the game, right? So he's not technically he's not really there yet, but we're gonna do a 24-hour stream very, very soon, very, very soon. So to summarize Varian, or to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek on Varian, he is a very versatile hero. He can be played in multiple ways, and he's a very fun hero. He basically resembles... Actually, I'm not going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this in-game. But he resembles a certain World of Warcraft class in many, many ways. And which class could that be? All right. So, Varian. That's the one. That is the man himself. I'm a little bit disappointed. I think his face looks a little bit too fat. I don't want to talk. Yeah. Hey, what's up? You doing good? Nice. So yeah, he looks a little bit fat. But I guess we can live with that. Let's actually take a look at the skins as well. So that is the normal skin. He's basically the badass King of Stormwind. He looks a little bit... I shouldn't say fat. I should say a little bit chubby. I think chubby is a little bit more fitting. He has a couple of color variations. This one looks a little bit darker. This one looks a little bit bright. I like this one the best, actually. I think this one is super cool. Highlighting the golds a little bit more and making his sword purple instead of blue. And red, excuse me. And then we have the Master Skin variant. Still having that majestic ponytail. I was a little bit worried when I first saw it that we might not be able to see the ponytail anymore, but it's still there. And a badass helmet, which resembles a lion's head. And, oh my god, the shoulder blades, the blade itself, the sword, even more majestic, even more epic. And then we have the Logosh, the Ghost Wolf variant, which basically resembles him as a gladiator. So actually his sword looks like a horde.
We will forge.
Looks a little bit like the horde. And instead of a second sword, he's basically wielding an axe. So let's actually take a look in-game what it looks like. So yeah, also you have to say, guys, that the graphic settings aren't really that great. So he might not look as beautiful as he will look on your computers later on. But in-game, let me introduce to you guys the one and only, the High King of Stormwind. Basically, he wasn't a High King, but to me, like, I value him so highly, I just made him a High King. The King of Stormwind himself, Varian Wrynn, the first of his name,
the battle
glorious warrior, a true noble hero of the Alliance, dying in battle, and we shall now take a look in the Nexus and what he feels like. Alright, let's talk about the basic abilities, guys. Obviously, he gets to use a mount. His trait is called Heroic Strike, and when we say Heroic Strike, you immediately know what which class from World of Warcraft he's going to resemble. Is of course the warrior, and it's basically a passive. It has an 18-second cooldown, and every 18 seconds, your next basic attack deals bonus damage. Of course, the bonus damage increases as you progress through levels, and basic attacks reduce the cooldown of this Heroic Strike trait. So the more Varian keeps on punching and hitting people, the shorter the cooldown is going to be. So extremely powerful as long as you stay in battle. This basically counts for heroes if your target is a hero, or if your target is a structure. Minion, doesn't matter. As long as Varian keeps attacking, it's going to be amazing. Let's actually see what it looks like. Bam, crit. Now you see an 18-second cooldown. Reduced. 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 Similar to Artanis, actually, who also reduces the cooldown of his shields. So yeah, we got that. Let's actually take a look at the Q ability called Lion's Fang. You basically see the projectile size here as well. And it's a little bit of a wave clear tool, it's a little bit of an AoE damage tool. So you basically choose a direction and you cast it, and it'll deal damage to all enemies standing in its path. And looking not really that spectacular, but it is a little bit of wave clear, which is important for most warriors. Because if a warrior doesn't have wave clear, he usually struggles quite a bit. A good example for that would be an Uberak. Doesn't really have that much wave clear, and as a result, isn't really that picked that much. Of course, wave clear was not the only criteria, but you know, it's definitely one of them. Here we go. Let's very straightforward ability. Actually, Varian's abilities are very straightforward in general because you have to really pay attention to your cooldowns and your positioning and your target prioritization, right? That's it again. Let's talk about his W. His W is called Parry, and that's probably one of the easiest abilities to explain ever. Parry all incoming basic attacks for 0.75 seconds, reducing their damage by 100, which basically negates the entire damage. So, let's actually try that on Asmodan if he decides to stay here a little bit longer. Okay, Asmodan, please attack me. Asmodan, please attack me. Alright. No, don't okay. Parried. It even has like a like an own text animation when you parry something. Okay, Olaf, attack me. Boom. And this has 2 charges, and each charge has a 10-second cooldown. So Varian is extremely effective against ranged assassins, melee assassins that rely on basic attacks. So something like an Illidan, something like a Raynor. If you know how to use your parry well, you're going to be able to sustain a lot while they keep attacking you.
For my kingdom.
Now, we've got the Charge. Charge, also an infamous warrior ability. Basically Varian's gap closer that he really needs in order to approach his enemies and his chosen target. I'm pretty sure that we can't stop the enemies from pushing here, so we might as well give it up or wait for a better moment to fight. Actually, we're going to let them destroy the gates and the towers, and we're going to fight underneath the fort. So, let's wait for it. Wait for it. Poking a little bit from afar. Right, just get in here, guys. Get in! Come on! Okay. The enemies are a little bit scared. Carried a little bit, but we might actually end up dying. Nope. Okay, might have to give it up anyway. I still want to show you the charge, though, so we're just going to rotate middle and use it on a minion, since there might be too many enemies around here in the bottom. And once we've dealt with charge, we're going to take a look at the talents here a little bit more. Okay, so imagine this was my target of choice, using the E, charging at it, and slowing it. Very, very important. Charge to the enemy target, deal a little bit of damage. Oh, we're getting visitors here. And slow them by 75% for 0.75 seconds. So a very significant slow, but not really that long, because we don't want to make that ability too powerful, do we? All right. So the enemies are probably rotating up here. So we're going to take care of that Asmodan if we can. Okay, charge at him. And it looks like we're probably going to lose this fight because we were a little bit weak in the first place. And also, Asmodan really quite the opposite of Varian's preferred target normally. Doesn't really rely on basic attacks. It's a lot of magic ability damage. And, yep. So that was basically it. Let's take a look at the talents here. At level 1, Varian has a very interesting questing talent called the High King's Quest. So he might be a High King after all. Basically, you see 3 quest requirements. But in order to complete it, you only need to fulfill or complete one of those 3. So you can either hit 50 heroes with basic attacks, or you can participate in 5 hero takedowns, which is quite easy to do, or you can gather 20 regeneration globes. And once you complete one of them, you get a bonus. You get bonus 10 bonus attack damage. I'm sorry for stuttering a little bit there. And when you complete all 3 quests, you get an additional 30 attack damage. That is really cool. An extremely hard talent to complete, but once you do complete it, you're going to deal a lot more damage. So very interesting. We also have Overpower. When you parry a hero's basic attack, Heroic Strike's cooldown is refreshed. Heroic Strike, remember, is damage or extra damage on the next basic attack. Can only occur once per cast. That's pretty cool. Another quest talent for Lion's Maw. Every time Lion Fang hits a hero, increase its damage by 4 up to 120. After hitting 30 heroes, the slow is increased to 40% and its duration is increased to 2 seconds. So this basically gives him a little bit more wave clear, a little bit more crowd control, and it's definitely quite nice because it should be easy to complete. We're going to go for Lion's Maw, actually. At level 4, now, this is where it really matters, guys. At level 4, you choose the path for Varian. You choose his playstyle. You choose your role in a team fight, right? You can go for Shield Wall, or you can go for Warbringer. So basically, Shield Wall goes into a very defensive direction already, allowing you to prevent all damage dealt, not just basic attacks, but all damage dealt for its duration. So you can become invulnerable for a very short period of time, and that twice in a row. Or you can go for Warbringer. Charge, this deals with the ability, now stuns the target for 0.75 seconds instead of slowing them. And its cooldown is reduced by 8 seconds. So it goes from a 16-second cooldown to an 8-second cooldown, making you much more mobile and making you a lot, scarier to face, because instead of just slowing, you can actually stun people. So that is really cool. We're going to go for the defensive route here first. Shield Wall. And now, at level 7, you can go for more talents. Live by the Sword. Parry lasts longer, making you invulnerable longer if you chose Shield Wall, which we did. And blocking actually reduces its cooldown, so you can become incredibly tanky. Second Wind. Basic attacks heal you more when you're at low health. Basically, very straightforward. Life Legion, if you're below 50% health, you heal more. Victory Rush. Basic attacks periodically grant a large heal. And if a minion dies near you, the cooldown gets significantly reduced. It's definitely a sick way of self-sustain as well, although not as reliable and not as consistent as Second Wind in my opinion. So we're gonna go for a Second Wind. I really want to see. I really want to see the life gauge. I'm actually gonna show it to you in a bit now. All right, let's go. Okay, there's definitely too many enemies around here. Oh, the Vikings even used their heroic ability. Okay, see you later. Getting out of here for now. Actually, make Jaina follow us. There we go. Okay. Dodging the enemy's abilities and damage in general. Unfortunately, there are still too many minions and such for us to face. I should have actually used my W a little bit smarter and waited for the basketball. As you can see, our life leech is actually very significant. Or should I say, very insignificant. And we chased him down and killed him. Man, did that feel good? I think it does. And you can really see how strong Varian becomes when he keeps on auto-attacking, when he keeps, staying in the fight. So that was a very, very rewarding and very successful team fight. Not really a team fight, it was more like a duel. I think Varian indeed has what it takes to become one of the stronger duels, and really resembles his nature quite a bit as a former gladiator,
Press forward.
So, I think now that we've shown a little bit of the talents and we saw the life leech in full effect, it's time to talk about heroic ability, guys. I'm going to take a sip of water because this gets me really excited. Alright, guys. Take a look at the heroic abilities and tell me a difference you see immediately. You got it. It's 3 heroic abilities, guys, instead of just 2. And that perfectly resembles the warrior class from World of Warcraft. The warrior stances, I should say. You can go for Taunt, which basically equals the Protection Warrior. You can go for Colossus Smash, or you can go for Twin Blades of Fury, resembling, the Fury and the Arms Warrior paths. So they really designed Zarya to become the warrior class of World of Warcraft, to really resemble that very nicely. And each each heroic ability, guys, comes with passives. So not only are you going to get an activatable ability, but you're also going to get passives, which are very, very significant, right? So Taunt forces the enemy hero to attack you for 1.25 seconds. Passive, your maximum health is increased by 50%. So Varian, look at the HP pool, will get a lot more health, because we're going to go for Taunt, by the way, to really synergize well with our defensive nature, with our defensive build. Also, attack speed is reduced by 25%. That might be a little bit of a letdown, but if you choose Taunt, you're not going to want to deal damage anyway. Colossus Smash. Smash a target enemy, dealing 337 damage and making them vulnerable for 3 seconds. And guess what? 20-second cooldown. So this is basically almost like a Tyrande Hunter's Mark. It deals damage, makes the enemy vulnerable, and is insanely cool. Passive. Attack damage increased by 75%, so your attacks will hit harder. Maximum health reduced by 10%. You're going to be easier to kill. So you really go for a more assassin type of build if you want to go for that. Extremely cool. So you basically change your class, or you change your playstyle in the middle of the game. Twin Blades of Fury. Basic attacks reduce heroic strikes cooldown by 9 seconds and increase your movement speed by 30% for 2 seconds. Passive number 1, attack speed increased by 100%. Passive number 2, attack damage reduced by 25%. So you're going to hit faster, but not as hard. And you're going to deal more damage with your passive over time. So that's really, really cool. All right. He currently has 3,204 HP. We're going to take Taunt and look at the bars. Look at the value. 4,800. Oh, boy, does that feel rewarding. And tank, like, right now, at the very least, at the very latest, Varian becomes a true tank.
Tribute, or face my curse.
We're going to take a look at the 13 talents as we approach the enemy team. At 13, Varian gets banners, or gains banners. By the way, have you noticed the shield? We chose a defensive path, and Varian is now carrying and wielding a shield. If you go for a different path, you're going to get 2 swords, or you're going to swing your sword double-handed, 2-handed. So sick. The detail that they put in Varian is really, really astonishing. Okay, let's get back to banners, though, guys. Back to banners. Banner of Stormwind. Basically, you get an activatable ability here, an activatable talent, and the Stormwind banner makes everybody run faster in his vicinity. Banner of Ironforge makes everybody more resilient by 25%, actually. And all these banners, by the way, can be destroyed. They all last 12 seconds, and they're all very, very powerful. And the Banner of Dalren increases the ability power of nearby heroes by 20%. So if you have a lot of spellcasters, a lot of mages, you're definitely going to want to go for that. Let's take the Banner of Stormwind. Alright, guys, let's keep on pushing here. Varian now holding the front line, thanks to his bulkiness and his increased tankiness now. And we're actually going to make a charge towards the enemy base. We don't care about your damage anymore now, Tracer. There are more enemies over there. Okay, okay! I'm not getting healed. Rhaegar and all my other teammates were chilling. I probably should have told my allies to actually back me up. But... oh, died a little bit too fast there. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to show you more, but... yeah, and now, of course, my teammates are getting the kills after me absorbing all the damage. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, allies. It's good to know that I can always count on you. Oh, man. Okay, next time. We're going to show you next time. And I'm also going to show you Taunt, by the way. Which basically acts like a crowd control effect, because you force the enemy to attack you, and you basically interrupt all the other movements that they were currently doing. So if the enemy target was running away, you taunt them, and it comes back to you for 1.25 seconds. Really, really powerful.
This battle is far from over.
Okay, so we've got the banners. At level 16, we can go for Juggernaut, increase the charge damage. We don't really go for damage in this build, though. We can go for Mortal Strike, which reduces the healing, similar to Zul's Mortal Wounds, I think it's called at 20. And we've got Shattering Throw, which basically damages allies, damages the enemy target, and look at that. It destroys shields. It deals up to 2,838 bonus damage to their shields. So you've got an enemy Tassaran in front of you, no problem. You can just shatter the shields. You've got an indestructible Johanna, no problem. Use Shattering Throw and destroy that pesky shield. So it's a really situational talent, but it can be a really, really good one. I think we're going to go for Juggernaut, actually. All right, we're gonna duel the enemy Varian now.
You heroes.
All right, we're coming for your bums. Get your on it. Go. We're using the Banner of Stormwind to increase our movement speed. No, we don't really care about that. And we're gonna taunt Varian. If we reach him. Yeah. No, Jimmy. Okay. And he's forced to attack us. Can slow him. Can you get him, Jimmy? Oh, we're gonna chase him until the end of the world. Yeah, got him. Feels very, very rewarding, doesn't it? But you can really see how Varian's attack speed is now very slow, thanks to, or due to the fact that we went for a taunt, you know. It takes a little longer until he hits. So So probably our Life Leech talent wasn't really, you know, that valuable because we're not going to get a lot of value out of it anyway. So when you go for the defensive build, you're probably going to want to go for Victory Rush
Let the curse
or
end.
Live by the Sword
Until someone
to get
wins
more
my
value out of your
favor
attack
once
speed, you
more,
know.
that is.
At level 20, guys, we have 5 talents to choose from. We can go
fight for my
Vigilance, which
kingdom.
improves or enhances our taunt. Incoming attacks reduce taunt's cooldown. It's pretty good. It's a nice passive to have. We can go for Glory to the Alliance. Banner also increases healing effects. So enemies in the vicinity of the banner will take more healing. Actually, let's gather our allies and push together. Or you could go for Demoralizing Shout. I probably couldn't pronounce that very well, but it's really, really cool. Has a 25-second cooldown. It's another activatable talent, and you can actually cause all enemies nearby to deal 25% less damage
March.
for 5 seconds. And that one, ladies and gentlemen, is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay, Zagara, join our fight. Thank you very much.
I fight for my kingdom.
Oh, you fight for my kingdom. Okay, and I think with this push, we might be able to win it.
Oh, your core is under attack.
Couldn't really care about that. Zagara's here. The enemy Varian is just having a little bit of a giggle here. Are we going to use our banner? Everybody's now moving faster. Okay, I probably should have used Demoralizing Shout earlier to reduce the enemy team's damage. But it's definitely like a good learning experience for sure. Also, I think my team abandoned me relatively quickly. But we dealt a little bit of damage to their core. The enemy Varian is actually doing a lot of work with the catapults and the ogres. So kudos to him. Is he going to fall? Rhaegar? Nice. But that was actually more damage than I thought they could have done. But yeah, 5 seconds AoE damage reduction on a 25-second cooldown. This could single-handedly be one of the strongest level 20 talents we've got in the game, if I'm 100% honest to you.
I grow tired of
So that's
petty
really, really good.
squabbling.
Really, really good.
Gather tribute. Earn my favor.
Right, so the enemies don't really have that much left in their base. Only 2 keeps. One of them is very, very damaged already. So we're once again gonna... that might be a good... Oh, actually, the enemies are numbering us here, I think. What are they doing? Guys, why...
I fight for
What?
my kingdom.
Why are you not picking up the tribute? What? Why? It would have been the curse! Oh, AI! AI. Let's find the Tracer here and duel it. Oh, we can go for this one as well. Okay, we're gonna slow them and we're gonna chase them down. Allies, hello! Okay, damage reduced. No, but without the rest of our team, we definitely can't do that.
Sir,
It almost feels like they're abandoning me on purpose here. Okay. Let us ping them once more. I think that might be the end for Zagara. Insane. Hannah Joe, nichts zu danken. Thank you for watching.
same way.
I really hope you're enjoying the new heroes. Okay. Let's see if we can get that Asmodan. Oh yeah, that might have been a mistake, buddy. Okay, we're now going to force him to attack us. Demoralizing Shout, and that war cry, that battle cry is insane! There we go, beautiful.
Good kill.
And the heroic abilities were listed too.
You've been training.
Alright, there's a tribute now in the top half of the map. Definitely want to make sure to grab that. Oh, we can interrupt once. Alright, I think we're outnumbered here. Okay, the banner makes us faster.
Targeting a mercenary camp.
Stormwind's light shines on.
Our allies are kind of refusing to follow us here. Okay. Following, very nice. Let's actually push middle a little bit with Jaina, the alliance hero.
Stormwind's light shines on.
Okay, we're only missing Rhaegar, which should be okay though. There might be enemies approaching from the top. You can really see how the lifesteal also works with the passive heroic string, right? So the more damage your attacks deal, the more you're gonna heal yourself. Okay, let's keep over there. I think we might have this now. Okay, force him to attack. Let's force him to stay in the blizzard. Beautiful. Throw down the banner. I think this might be it, ladies and gentlemen. The catapults are hitting it. And GG! First game with Varian. Took a little bit longer than I expected, but it was definitely a success. And I really hope you could see how defensive and how tanky Varian can become if you go for the respective talent. And of course, most importantly, the respective heroic ability. And we went for Provoke, aka Taunt. And was really, really good. Okay, guys, please feel free to drop any questions regarding Varian, any questions regarding the new Heroes of the Storm content, any questions regarding BlizzCon right now, and I'll try my best to answer them. Really hope